Whoa, that's a fixer-upper. That's a good example. If your dream home is something like this, a fixer-upper may be perfect for you. You see all the possibilities. But if that idea appeals to you, you gotta do your homework first, because older homes are full of charm and character, but they can be very costly if you're not careful.
That's right. Rachel Schwab is back from the Equitable Bank with some advice on how to buy that fixer-upper, because a lot of people still want to do it, right?
Absolutely. There are some really good creative people that can see the potential in a fixer-upper.
Yeah.
And I think that's great, but you got to know what you're doing.
Well, they could suck you dry in money if you're not careful, because there's a lot you can do to a house like that to get it to be what you want it to be.
Oh, absolutely. You have to have some vision, and we're going to just talk about some of the things that you want to make sure that you check off your list before you go ahead and jump into that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And one of the first things is having a home inspection. Why is that so important?
Well, anytime you buy a home, you should have a home inspection to make sure that everything is working properly and that the house is in good repair. But when you are buying a fixer-upper, you definitely want to have that, because some of the things will be obvious, right? You walk around and you see a faucet is broken, or the heating isn't working properly. But having a really good inspector will help you find those things that aren't as obvious, because that's where it's going to become a money pit if you don't know those things up front.
Yeah, and you can't expect to be an expert looking at a house in terms of the foundation and the roof and things that are energy suckers. That's why a home inspector is key. The other point that you make, I think, is excellent, and that is to get bids from professionals. Because you might have a realtor say, oh, you could transform, you could open up this space, add a door here, put in a bathroom upstairs, and you're like, how much does that cost? You need to know, you need to talk brass tacks as it relates to projects like that.
Absolutely, and a good realtor will help you envision that, but hopefully they'll also have some bids for you, or some people that you can go to and ask for bids on projects. Because what if, you envision all of this, but it's going to cost you $200,000, and now you're $100,000 over budget once you buy the house.
So are these designers? Are they architects? Who are you bringing in? All of the above?
All of the above, depending on the scope of your project. So if it's just a kitchen, well, maybe you don't need a designer or an architect, but maybe you just need a contractor that has an architect on staff, or it really is just going to depend on the scope of your project. But if you're buying, like we saw that picture of that house, that really a fixer-upper, that it has good bones, but just about everything needs to go, you're probably going to need all of those people. You're going to need a team. And make sure you do your research. Make sure that you've checked the Better Business Bureau and you've checked their references.
That's good.
Having a plan's key, too.
Yes, have a plan, and that's where the professionals come in and they help you have a plan. But even, when you're buying that house, what is my plan? How long did they say it's going to take? Am I going to live in the house during that? Am I not going to live there? What can I fix myself, and what do I need professionals to do? Be realistic about that, too.
Because you make the point, it's stressful, and I can testify to this. It
Yes.
is very stressful to live through construction. So either have an alternate place where you can live, or kind of really contemplate how much of that you can handle. Having people in your house all the time at, crack of dawn and that kind of thing.
And all your appliances in one corner of your kitchen.
Or doing the dishes in the laundry room, sink in the basement.
Bucket.
That is very stressful. You'd be surprised at how quickly all of a sudden you're like, okay, I can't even take this anymore. So you need to really be smart about it. I mean, it's very doable, but you just have to get in the right mindset. Or maybe we're going to stay with my in-laws, or something like that.
I don't know, she's like, something like that.
Whatever you can handle.
I love my in-laws, so we're good.
Part of the plan, though, and having the right plan, is also having the right financing so that you're on the right track.
Yes, absolutely. Sometimes you're not able to get the financing you need to add that extra money in that you need for fixing up the house.
Yeah.
Fortunately, the Equitable Bank has a renovation mortgage. It's a great program where you can buy a fixer-upper, and we'll lend you the money up to 95% of the loan-to-value based on what it's going to be once you're done fixing it up.
Okay.
So
is that based on current market rates of that area and things like that as well?
Well, there's a lot of different calculations that go into it, and we need to see, what the bid is and how, what it's going to bring the value to. And we ask an appraiser to tell us what it'll be once the house is finished. But you do look at what the houses are comparable around your area. And then you can get that money.
That's nice, because you have a real solid idea then too of what what you're putting in.
Well,
and what you may be able to get back.
and this is your budget.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
it's
helpful.
not throwing things on credit cards and getting yourself out there. And it's helping you stay on budget. It's making sure that you are prepared up front and have that plan.
Because budgeting is key with something like that.
It really is. It really is. And you do need to build in a little bit of a cushion and do that. And it'll save you money too, because you have one closing. There's not a second mortgage that you have. It's just so much easier. And our customers that are using this, and it's more and more people. We were just at the MBA home show. People were asking about it. They're interested because there's a lot of people who want to put their own stamp on a house like that. They don't want to buy one that's already, you know, picture perfect.
Yeah, they
So-
want to have their own ideas and bring it and live in a space that's customized to them. I totally get that. And people can come in and just talk through the options and kind of get an idea of what it would cost to have a loan like that. What's the name of that specific loan
It's the
again?
renovation mortgage.
The renovation mortgage is great to ask about at the Equitable Bank. One of their skilled people there will help you decide what might be right for you so that you can start dreaming about the possibilities. Call them at 414-777-4411 or theequitablebank.com.